Hey, it's 28mm RPG with the gang once again, doing the Shadows in the Stars episode 3. Up here in the corner, Spencer, who has arrived on his phone. His glorious, glorious 3D. On this side, I have Josh. Josh.
Hello.
And on this side, I have Gordo.
Hello.
And we are back again. So, last episode, we had finally rescued and reunited everybody back onto the scout ship. And now the idea is, are we returning back to the hidden base, or are we all going together in one ship? What was the idea here?
I believe the scout ship was heading back to the base, and we're all going to go on our actual ship.
Okay.
Memory serves.
Okay. I shall position ye. So, once again, I will share the map for everybody. And once again, we are pretty much ready to go. You all set there, Spencer?
Yeah.
All good?
I see it.
Okay, right on.
We're good. I need to kill something.
All right, Cora's like, all right, heading on in. The ship comes roaring in and ends up coming into the base where Adamus and our group of Overton and the security guards are still doing somewhat of a bit of a patch job, as much as they can get on the ship, doing a little diagnostic tests and such. And as far as Overton goes, are we heading off to Valeris? I assume that, from what we've been told, there's been an attack that they have created in order to circumvent any kind of, any kind of curiosities on our ship movements as a ruse.
Yes, I think that we should proceed to Valeris as soon as we can. Sounds like the leaders of the government would like to speak with us, and perhaps together we can find a way to end this attack on the planet.
Soon enough, the rest of the crew comes on board to the Nebuchadnezzar. Cora, as well as the rest of the gang, including Rye and Cobb. So the
homemade ship home. Now we're back on it again.
It's good to see you back in one piece. It looked pretty intense out there.
Oh, let me tell you, the intensity. It can get pretty deadly out there.
Glad we get the scout ship over to you to pick you up.
Cora makes her way over to the bridge. Gets all kind of set up. Starts toggling on things. She goes, "Are we ready to make our rendezvous?"
I am ready.
Your ship's as ready as it's going to be right now. I think we're okay for an atmospheric flight. I'm not sure she's space worthy right now, but we can at least go meet with these folks from Valeris.
She's like running little diagnostics. She's like, "Oh heck yeah, yeah, we ain't leaving this atmosphere, with this power consumption happening." She goes, "Yeah, it looks like we still have a little bit of a mess on the maneuver drives, but it's enough to get us moving around a little bit. Looks like it's going to be a little dicey flying this thing. I think I can handle it," she says.
And who was our mechanic?
It's not the problem with the mechanics. It's the problem with the spare parts. We don't have any. So between myself and Lord Overton, we have done what we can to at least make us mobile. But we're going to have to do some more intense repairs here to make the ship able to escape the planet.
All right, good job. Carry on.
Sal and Shar go ahead and designate themselves into the common room. And same with Overton. Who's all going to the bridge?
I'll climb into the gunner's position or into the turret just in case we need.
I'm gonna head to the bridge as well. I feel I'm needed there.
I'll take the sensor station on the bridge, and we'll monitor Overton's work in the engine room.
The bridge is where Rye does his best work.
Yes.
Sometimes.
I'm gonna learn how to fly this thing professionally.
You take some observation of what Cora's doing, and yeah, she's starting to click some switches. You're like looking at them; those haven't been. You have never used those before, and she starts explaining, what these ones are for. These are valves to release, different ducts and stuff like that to relieve pressure. She's like analyzing stuff. She shows you like little diagnostics going on the side on the computer, and you're like, oh, stuff you've never seen, you realize before on one of these things that it's a little bit more different than an aircraft that you're traditionally trained on. She goes ahead and sends off a little bit of a chirp on the comm. And you see that the bay doors start opening on the hangar, and the ship does a good old maneuver around. And give her a roll here. Go ahead and set up a die here for myself. Throw that in there. Clear that. Correct amount of dice in there.
All right, let's see this ship soar.
There we go.
Wow.
Oh boy.
Did you guys see that roll?
Oh yeah, we saw it. That's one of the greatest rolls I've seen all day.
All right. Let's get to that. I wanted to get to, just hold on here. Because I was not expecting that to happen. Let's get to the, I want to get to the correct.
I think we should just let the ship fly itself.
Yeah, put it on automated mode. That would not be a good thing. All right, there we go. I'm going to bring this out and keep this on. I'm going to let... Who wants to roll the mysterious die of possibilities here?
Sure, I'll roll. Let's see if they improved over the last week.
All right, did you get that?
Yep, got her.
Hit the blue square, please.
Hit the blue square.
Different location.
Okay. So the ship maneuvers itself around and goes through the bay. You hear a bit of a along the side, and she's like, "What the heck?" And she's like trying to pull her yoke over to one side and maneuver. You can tell that she's trying to make it go, but the ship wants to go the other way, and she's like trying to desperately compensate at the last minute. It takes a good scrape along the side of the ship, and she's like shaking her head. She's flying it. She's going, "Sorry, guys," but the ship keeps on going along and heads out through the bay door. Starts flying across the ocean itself. And you see that there's a few like warning lights going off to the left and the right of you is in the bridge. And but there's, and then she's kind of, compensating as it's going along. It's waning a little bit to the one side. She gets it back onto course again.
I'm going to try to vector the thrust for her to try to make the ship a little bit more stable.
Go ahead and do an engineering roll for me, please. And with that, you start to stabilize a lot more and get it more under control. Between the two of you, you start making your way a little bit more stable across the ocean. As you are going along, you're noticing that on the radar, you're seeing indicators of different vehicles within the vicinity on the planet, and there's numerous ones in orbit. A lot of larger ones there. Numbering, you're kind of guessing probably in the hundreds out there. So it's quite a busy situation up in the atmosphere, as well as in the surrounding orbit. You also notice that there are some indicators of little groups coming together upon other groups, and you can see that they are doing a little bit of an entanglement with each other from time to time. And occasionally you'll see blips pinging off, disappearing off the screen as well. There's definitely some sort of action battle going on in the background. Eventually, you see a contingent, looks like 3 craft heading towards your direction, and you get a hailing. Vector 19, Vector 19. This is Ace 9, Ace 9, Ace 11, Ace 5. We are coming in on your flank. Do not fire.
Ace 9, this is Nebuchadnezzar. Are you our escort from Polaris?
We are to take you in. Follow us in en route. Vector 79294 Alpha 5. So
Take us in
Ace,
where?
Ace 9, be advised, Nebuchadnezzar has some maintenance problems. We're maintaining course as well as we can. I understand there may be slight deviations from course.
Roger that. We see that you are leaking some sort of fluid from the side of your ship.
We'll check on it. Thank you for notifying us.
And eventually, ahead, you see the sprawling city of Valaris. Seems to be a number of skyscrapers conglomerated together, with the outlying city going along the shoreline of the south end of Ruam, the island nation. And eventually, your craft lands at somewhat of a port along one of the you see basically a row of hangars. These things are large, ancient, and you see a number of like these kind of strange looking aircraft looking kind of like jet propulsioned biplane, large like jumbo biplane kind of passenger craft. And you can see that there are numerous ones out on the tarmac, kind of parked away on their on the side of where you're being brought in. You see kind of like a runway, and you notice, yeah, these craft, they apparently need to have a little bit of leeway in order to, not like your ship, which it basically rises up and maneuvers its way along with no problem. You don't think these guys have any kind of anti-grav or grav propulsion on any of their stuff. They need to definitely have some form of forward thrust and flight due to lift. And soon the ship ends up coming to a land very easily on the tarmac as designated. And you see a number of these vehicles roll up and come along, kind of in a large kind of a parade. Basically 7 vehicles, and you see numerous officials start getting out and preparing themselves in kind of a line in front of your ship, where the hangar, where your cargo doors are.
I'll look, do a quick sweep and see if anyone's making any threatening gestures. It sounds like this is actually like a diplomatic welcoming party, from what I can see.
It looks like a yes, definitely. Your
I'm
diplomatic
loading
senses.
myself up just in case, man. I'm loading up.
Loading up. Lock and loading. You can go ahead and either equip or unequip whatever you are taking on your person. I highly advise it.
And Rye, I recommend we keep weapons concealed for now. We don't want to alarm them as we get off the vessel.
My cutlass, my auto pistol are concealed. I'll leave my gauze pistol for now.
And you see outside from where you're looking from the bridge, they have lined up, and there's a couple of officials kind of waiting for your disembarkment.
I'll suit up in the combat armor, just kind of like a bodyguard if I need to.
Overton goes, Overton comes over and says, "Hey, who's all going? Did you want me to stay with the ship, or am I coming?"
We could probably have them use them for extra diplomatic, and maybe one of the bodyguards is an extra.
Overton's like, "Hey, I'm definitely not Adamus here. He's quite the speaker. Maybe you should have him. I can definitely stay with the ship, if you wish me to. If you need assistance by Sal or Shar, please, they're indisposed. They're at your. You can take them along, no problem."
We'll take I think Shar with us, and then Sal can stay behind with Overton and the doctor to man the ship.
Okay.
Zell,
the doctor.
Yeah, clearance what he needs to activate the weapons and that if they feel like they need to protect themselves.
Okay. As for Zell, the doctor, Dr. Zell.
Yeah, and then Sal, I think the other security guard can stay behind with Overton just as
No, is that that's Sal? Sal. That's funny. I have a Sal
Yeah.
and a Zal. Zal's the
yeah, that's what I
original.
mean,
Yeah.
The Dr. Zell, and then Sal, the male bodyguard, can stay behind.
Okay.
Are we leaving Cora as well?
It's entirely up to you.
I'm asking the crew.
We'll need a
just
good
in
pilot
case,
on our way out. We need to leave her.
Yeah, in case they need to make a hasty retreat or something.
In case anything goes bad.
He
Agreed.
can take care of the ship.
Okay.
And I'll ask Overton and see if he can find out what else might have been damaged and
Oh
what else
yeah,
they might need to help repair on the ship.
he'll go over the entire ship while you are whatever you're doing. No problem.
Before we leave the ship, I'm going to configure 3 small transmitters, put them on our person concealed on each one of us, and provide a communications device to Cora that any of us can activate these as like a panic button and let her know that she needs to come pick us up someplace.
Okay. Problem.
Okay, I'll open the the cargo ramp and step off.
Cargo ramp open. And
I'm right beside Adamus.
Yeah, and I'll head out front, and Shark can kind of head behind them, just kind of acting as the bodyguards and muscle.
and you see a contingent kind of stands at attention before you as you descend down the ramp, and you see a one of the official of them approach and make a gesture. It says, "Greetings. I am Lieutenant Wolf."
I step forward and do my customary click my heels and make a formal bow and say, "Pleased to make your acquaintance. My name is Adamus, and I am an envoy of the Independent Trade Consortium. We're here to discuss your security problem and the orbital attack that currently is plaguing your planet."
And I am Rai, the captain of this crew.
Welcome. Thank you for making your arrival. We must make haste. We are to meet our leader, our glorious leader of Rome, Venomore Ferrari. Unfortunately, we will not be having the Ameru leader present, save for a video conferencing. But apparently he will not be able to make it with the attacks that are going up above Ameru right now. Please come this way to our vehicles. This is a very impressive ship. He kind of looks at it over. He's like, wow, that's some... Where are you guys from? Like, definitely from some high technology. Incredible. Very impressive.
I appreciate the compliment. Unfortunately, the ship has been banged up a bit in our time here on your world. But no, we hope to make her space worthy again and be able to once again leave for other destinations.
Definitely seen some action, that's for sure. Impressive. How many of these lizards have you shot down with this thing? That's crazy. That's amazing technology you have. Probably out firepowers anything those lizards have.
And I will keep any of that to myself. Yes, well, the ship has many capabilities, and we're quite proud of her.
I'm certainly glad to have you on our side. Come, let's go. On, men. Move on. and everybody goes into the vehicles. The lieutenant kind of ushers you on through into one of the main luxury vehicles. It looks like there's enough room
Ooh.
for all of you to embark.
Spacious.
I will hold one of the doors open for all of them, and then enter last and shut the door.
Okay, everybody gets in, and the vehicle shuts, and on it goes. It kind of the big parade concession goes heading down the tarmac at high speed and starts moving along into the city itself. You see that there's lots of traffic around as you are going through. Lots of these ground vehicles everywhere. You also see, the occasional flying craft coming in or leaving from the airport as you are going along a kind of like a highway that runs along the course alongside of the airport. And eventually it comes to a large building, kind of a round, oval kind of shaped, many stories. You can see probably about 10 stories high at least. Lots of flags around it. And as you come into the area where the vehicles kind of turn around, kind of like a cul-de-sac, you can see that there's a big, like, glorious looking fountain and a lot of flags and kind of an impressive looking large statue in the center of all this.
During the trip, I want to address our escort and say, Lieutenant, I believe it was Lieutenant, correct?
Yep, correct.
Yes, Lieutenant. Obviously, you have a beautiful home world here, and I'm impressed with the technology you possess as well. It doesn't look like you have a lot of advanced spacefaring technology. However, you did not seem overly alarmed or surprised to see our ship, even though you obviously remarked about the technology on board. We must not be the first off-worlders that you've dealt with. How often do you deal with those from other systems?
He says there's the occasional visitors from different nationalities. We've had people from some Glimmerdrift Federation. We've also had some from a place known as 𝙏𝙍𝘼𝙑𝙀𝙇𝙀𝙀 recently. However, the 𝙏𝙍𝘼𝙑𝙀𝙀 don't seem to be very friendly, so to speak. We've had some dealings with the 𝙏𝙍𝘼𝙑𝙀𝙀 in the past, which turned rather sour. As far as Glimmerdrift, though, they've been fairly friendly, but they seem to favor the Ameru more than us.
Well, I may say that the hospitality we were shown in Meru was quite lacking, and so far you've been very gracious hosts. So I don't understand why the Glimmerdrift would favor them over you, but your society seems to be much more open and welcoming of those from other places.
If I had to pick between here and Ameru, you guys are my number one.
As you're saying this, you get a little bit of a broadcast come through from Cora. She says, hey, I'm picking up something on the other side of the planet. Because sensors here, since you guys have done some alterations and taken some of the sensor arrays from my old ship, we're able to go ahead and pick these things up. It apparently looks to be some sort of a large energy flux of some form. It seems to be pulsing and then receding.
Cora, why don't you try a low frequency backscatter scan and see if you can pick up any more details about that.
I'll keep on working on it.
Keep me posted.
Yes, keep us posted. Thank you.
And Soon enough, the vehicle comes to a halt, and you can notice that the drivers up front, which is they're in their own kind of separate area than the back where you guys are, where you're all sitting in kind of a lounged area. They come around and they open up the doors for you, and the lieutenant goes out, does a little hand gesture to his men, and they do theirs as well. They're kind of in a position, and then they go ahead and relax themselves. And Lieutenant goes ahead and looks back towards you and gestures to come forward and follow him into the building. You notice that there are guards everywhere from this building as well. Seem to be in their kind of a steadfast position of guard.
As I walk in, I look to see if there are any civilians about those, and you know, if they're kind of moving about freely, or if it looks like this is a more regimented situation. Yeah,
you do see the occasional civilian in the area around here. They don't seem to be interfering at all with any of the civilians around here. They're kind of curious onlookers to see who's come along and visiting the building here. You see a couple of them wave.
Did you need something, right?
No, I was just gonna say that to keep your eyes open.
Yep.
We're in uncharted territory. I don't know what's gonna go south.
Yep. Yeah, sure. And I'll keep an eye on the situation and the soldiers and that, and keep our hands near our weapons, but don't look overly as if we're threatening, but just alert.
Copy that.
You are led into the main foyer of this building through all the glass and glory that you see ahead of you. There is also all kinds of different insignias and stuff in their on flags and stuff around here. He leads you into a large meeting, round, huge area room where you see a large contingent. It's very populated in here. You can see various, I guess, representatives in their little cubicles around, kind of surrounding the whole area. There seems to be a number of maybe 100, 150 of them around in this particular place, and they're kind of on a platform above where you walk in, kind of like. You're kind of feeling like you're in a big kind of a courthouse kind of area, but all these judges kind of around in a semicircle around you, watching over top of you. They're about 10 feet higher than you guys are in their cubicles, watching you enter in, and you can see that it's a rather posh looking area. Lots of carpet, lots of wood, stained wood and everything. Quite intricate looking carvings in a lot of this. A lot of care has been taken in a lot of their furniture that you see. And you see a couple of the leaders up above are kind of looking down and saying, so who brings it in? Lieutenant Wolf. Lieutenant Wolf introduces you as Atimus Elor. He is from what was the place you're from?
Yes, I'm an envoy from the Independent Trade Consortium.
And thus he is here to help us, with our situation with the lizards. And they nod. So you are the one that has that wondrous craft that came down from the skies, says the one judge.
Yes, myself and the Captain Rye co-own the ship, and yes, it is quite a vessel. We are very happy with it.
It's very interesting on this arrival that we also notice that there is some sort of a strange thing that our scientists are bringing up. Some sort of energy thing going on the other side of the planet. We only have one satellite. Since Ameru has decided to destroy most of them. However, we do have one up there that is seeing such things. Have you any information on this thing?
Unfortunately, not as yet. We are aware of its presence, and we are running additional scans to gather what intelligence that we can. We'll be happy to share that information with you, of course. I propose a truce between your nation and that of Amaru until this crisis is averted. I know that you're not on friendly terms, but perhaps pooling your resources may be a more beneficial course of action for all parties.
Venomore Parai is under negotiations right now with our core himself. They have negotiated a ceasefire as far as our war has been concerned. But whether or not this will hold after this interference by the, what do they call themselves? The, call themselves the Borga. Borga, yes. The lizards call themselves Borga. Oh. We must reconvene, possibly have you meet with our scientists themselves. We have Angus Helskin, one of our chief scientists, will be convening with us shortly. Please wait on the outskirts in the concession area. Unit 3 over there. Wolf goes, yes, sir. Come, gentlemen, we must reconvene until the scientists arrive. You hear a bunch of clatter kind of noise going on. I think they're using like gavels or something, some sort of hammers that hammer down that their session has been concluded. And the lieutenant goes ahead and takes you along into a like a side room, where you all kind of have an area where you can kind of sit down, relax, chill. There's a large table, lots of chairs, and a lot of lounge area on the edges of this room as well. And in here you see that there's a couple of guards as well. They're kind of very chill and relaxed, and they kind of raise an eyebrow as you guys come in. They've probably have never seen off-worlders before. And the lieutenant says, so, what's you know something about something across on the other side of the planet?
We've picked up an energy signature there, and we're still looking into it.
Sounds interesting. Maybe something that we could use, or maybe it's something that the lizards brought.
My crew are some of the best in the world. If they can figure it out, I'm pretty sure we'll let you know what it is and see what defenses we can use against it.
Cora reports back in. She goes, I've noticed some movement with the Borga. They once the energy pulse had commenced, the Borga seemed to had been they stopped for a moment, and their ships are all starting to move in a particular way. I think they are reorganizing by the looks of it.
reorganizing towards the pulse?
Negative. They seem to be heading back to their mothership up there. I noticed, I kind of, figured out there is a large starship up there. I figure that's probably their base of operations. And there are numerous other ships around in that vicinity, which kind of look like battle cruisers, possibly. They're around that size.
Okay, we still need to figure out what that energy pulse is doing before anything else. That's our top priority.
I fear that if that is a weapon that they have brought with them, perhaps they're withdrawing to not be in its field of fire when they actually choose to use it. Time is of the essence.
Could be a possibility. But like Adam has said, time is important, so
Soon
keep
enough,
on it.
the doors open and you see this person in a white lab coat walk in, glasses, has a some sort of a hand computer, you guess, of some form, and is typing furiously on it. And as he comes in, he looks over the crew and he gives you kind of a ponderous look. He goes, "Which one of you is Atomus?"
I bow and say that would be me.
Atomus, I am
And you are?
Angus. Angus Helskin. He puts out his hand to greet you.
I'll
Sure.
shake his hand if that's the gesture he's doing.
He looks you over and he says, so how much do you know about energy pulses, emitters, that sort of thing? Large energy.
I have a fair amount of training in applied science and engineering. I'm not familiar with this particular energy signature yet. We're looking into it.
Says this is this coordinate that this is coming from is from a mountain near the other side of the planet. Not it's not that far, but it's something that we had noticed many years ago. Approximately 8 years, we had a similar thing happen. Same location. It was a mystery. We did send a contingent to go check it out, but they'd never seen anything but a mountain, so to speak. Of course, our sensors for that kind of thing are kind of limited compared to what you have. I'm suggesting, and I've already talked this over with our glorious leader Vanamore, that perhaps you go out there with the group of our finest soldiers and figure out what is going on in that vicinity. Do you have, any kind of sensory equipment at all that we could possibly, have as, aid our, searches?
But of course, we have a variety of multispectral sensor arrays on board that can perform detailed analyses of phenomena like this. The first order of business is to determine the relationships to lizards, as you call them, and if this is part of a larger plot that they're going to use to subjugate your planet. If it's naturally occurring, then the clear path would be to figure out how to exploit this phenomenon in a way that would be beneficial.
I'm not sure that this is related to the Borga, though. This is strange because we have never met the Borga before, and we have had some, limited space capabilities, but we've never encountered such lizards before. This is something far beyond them. I'm only speculating, but
My apologies.
no problem. I'm only speculating, but possibly this may be something from beyond anything that we've ever had encountered before.
Well, then
Did what
clearly,
drew them.
sorry.
the planet. Yeah, this could be why they're here, is to go after whatever it is. Do you know, or do we know anything about their biology and whether it might be something they need to survive, that they need to terraform a planet by any means?
That we don't know yet. If there was any loss of Blogga life, it would be on Amaru. We have not been attacked yet on Arum.
So what you're saying is this energy is coming from one place.
That is correct. At the time, 8 years ago, it was so large that, of course, our sensors did pick it up, and then it did reside. And then we've never seen anything from it ever again. There was some attempts, when we did have more satellites up in the in space. There was a time where we did try to seek out any kind of more information on it, but never cropped up again. Not until now.
Was there any change of like topography or anything in that area, or was the area around it the same before and after the energy pulse?
That's unknown because the area is not really that explored. It's kind of a more remote region of our planet.
Okay, but nothing didn't look unnatural in any way.
There
when you
appears
went
to be
to,
a
explore?
mountain in that general direction, and pretty much plains, jungle, that sort of thing.
Okay.
I get on the radio with Cora. Cora, come in.
Yep. What's up?
Is there a way you can isolate the source on where this energy is coming from? Apparently what they're saying here is it's coming from a mountain area. Could you see if that has anything to do with this energy source?
Oh, it does look like it's just emitting from one spot on the planet. There does appear to be a mountain in that area. And yeah, did you? I mean, I do have a bunch of sensory equipment on the ship here of my own. If you need to do any analyzing close up, it's definitely stuff that you could possibly use.
We'll probably need to use it. We need to get that equipment so we can check out this source.
It's at your disposal if you need it.
Adamus, what do you think about that idea?
Sounds like a wise plan. Is Cora, what's the status of Nebuchadnezzar? Has Overton been able to make any additional improvements to our stability in flight?
Not currently. Sorry, I've messed up a little bit on our exit there, and it appears that he will need a bit of time doing some repairs on it in order to keep it more heady, more stable. Right now he has a lot of things that he has disconnected right now in order to do some repair work. But he's kind of having a little bit of a time with it. It may take some time before we're actually getting ourselves back to the situation where we were before this accident happened.
Rye, I'm going to remote the scout ship into our location. We can use that instead of Nebuchadnezzar for now.
Sounds good.
The lieutenant says, "Hey, perhaps we can get our men together and work on this. Is that a possibility?"
If we have any portable equipment, we could take it with us and then go with them.
says they do have their own kind of transports to be able to arrive in that location if need be.
Yeah, we could. Up to you guys. We could. Do you want to go with get the equipment from the ship and then just go on their transport? I don't know how not many of us would be able to fit in a scout ship, and I think we want to try to arrive at the same time as them if possible.
Yeah, it sounds like a good idea.
One or two of us could go with them if need be, and then perhaps Rye, if you and Cora wanted to head out in the scout ship ahead of time, you could if you wanted to do that as well. But I don't think we should be too separate from them right now. Just this way we can gain their trust and find out the information together so they don't think we're hiding stuff.
I think those are good ideas. I think that my concern is, one, I don't know how reliable their equipment is, and I don't want to go down in a fiery wreck. And the second one is, if we need to escape quickly, I'd like to have our own method of escaping. So perhaps we can bring in the scout ship and fly in formation with them out there, and then it gives us a quick escape if we need it.
Yeah, we can do that as well. Just something to let them know that we are
like your
working
idea,
with them
Adamus.
and not trying to.
So Lieutenant kind of informs you, yeah, they have a transport that's ready and willing to go. They have a number of their special operations men ready to give you assistance as well as coordinate with figuring out what is going on here. Anga, says he's willing to go along as a an analysis observer. He will try to figure things out, although he's kind of admitting that perhaps your technological advancements is far exceeding what he knows, but perhaps he can learn something from this as well.
You want to take him with you and Ryan the scout ship, and then Shar and I can ride with the troops. You guys would be far more better at the tech side, and we could help them with more of the relaying the coordinates and more of the grunt work. That's kind of more of our specialty. Coordinate that way with them. That's why you guys can, if you need be, go on ahead and pinpoint the location, and we can better relay it to them. So we can coordinate.
Lieutenant's totally fine with this.
I think that sounds reasonable. If you're okay flying in that vessel.
Yeah, I'll be good.
Yeah.
Okay, so we have Rye, Adamus, Cora,
And Angus or whatever, and the scientists will go with you guys, and then that way you can kind of use what he knows and get the information from him, along with our sensors.
and Cobb going with the rest of the group.
Yeah.
All righty.
Yeah, I'll go with.
All right. Well, you're they kind of give an estimate. They're kind of looking at how fast things are moving and everything. They suggest that they get onto transport ASAP as far as Cobb is concerned, and get underway right now. By the time everybody's coordinated, the scout ship arrives, and the time it will take to arrive to location, the transport should be in coordination, arriving at about the same time.
Mm-hmm.
So Wolf looks to you, Cobb. Let's go. Our men are waiting.
Yes, sir. So Shar and I will head off with them and coordinate with them, and then let the others, and I'll let them know. Yeah, Rye and Adamus that I will keep in touch, and let you guys know what is going on.
Okay. So back into the vehicle you go, and everybody ends up getting taken back to the I'm not gonna say spaceport, to the airport, and head on back there. The you notice that the lieutenant goes ahead and takes you, Cobb, and Shar off into one of the other areas on the tarmac, and you see this large vehicle, and you see these men. They're definitely look to be rugged individuals. They have their own weapons and everything. They seem to be all dressed up in these kind of like jungle uniforms. They got all kinds of, like kind of like a body armor on them as well. And quite a varied bunch these guys are. Lieutenant Wolf goes ahead and introduces you to Sergeant Silas and Sergeant Narbs, and says, yeah. And they kind of give you a nod. They introduce, he says, you notice that Silas, pulls up and says, so man that knows how to use a weapon, eh? That's some pretty fancy equipment you have there.
It gets me by. It's capable of withstanding a hell of a lot. So worst comes to worst, it'll keep me in one piece, and then I'll be able to help keep you guys in one piece.
Oh, we got these here AR-77Ms. These are highly advanced combat weapons. He kind of shows you the gist, the little scope and everything on the thing, little magazine and all that stuff on it. Looks like to be a high capacity advanced combat rifle of some form.
Okay.
He says, this here is kind of nods over this guy here, Bunny. Bunny will all go ahead and get you all packed away. See this kind of tall, lanky guy. Says, hey, how's it going?
Nice to meet you.
Let's get your equipment stowed away. Is that all you're taking?
Yeah, I got just my armor, and I pull out the Gauss pistol and just this here weapon here, and that's all I need.
Are you sure you don't want one of these? Pretty efficient weapons. Kind of looking at it, it's kind
of. If you got some extra, I'll take one as well. No, you can never have too many guns.
Alrighty, get you all fixed up and everything. Get you some ammunition. Starts fitting you out. And eventually, they board you onto this craft. You see the rest of them get on. They all start taking positions and on their start belting themselves in. And soon enough, the craft itself starts lifting off and heading down the runway. And then soon enough, it lifts off in the air, and you can see the city kind of glaze past you in a flurry as this thing exceeds in advanced acceleration and heads off into the direction of where this emission has come from. Along the way, the everybody's kind of just chilling out and talking amongst each other. They start, trading off little barbs to each other, and you start to get to know who their names are. You get to know, Bunny is friends with Gator, and then there's Big Harold. Big Harold, and he seems to be a rather staunch, stocky dude. And we got Sal. I introduce you to him as well. Sal's friends with
Another Sal.
what's that?
Another Sal.
Another Sal. Yeah. Sal's friends with another guy. His name is Rye. more like Ray. Friends with Ray, and they're yep. And they're all pretty chill and everything. They all have all their little quirks and everything. But you do notice that there's a little bit of tension between Silas and Narbs. They're both sergeants, but they don't kind of seem to like each other. They kind of give each other kind of a odd look every once in a while. But Wolf kind of straightens up and says, "Okay, man." Gives them a little bit of a lowdown of their mission. We're going in hot and heavy into some unknown territory where there's some sort of a weird, strange energy emission coming from the general vicinity. These men here are here to go ahead and help us along and figure out what this is and what it's all about. We got to keep our eyes open and peeled. We don't know what's out there. It's a jungle and everything. There could be anything lurking around there. We don't want to mess around. It's shoot to kill if there's anything out there that wants to eat us alive. Okay, guys? Yes, sir. And they all generally fall in line, and you're basically given some sort of a meal pack handed over to you. And everybody's kind of indulging on eating, having a good time. Eventually, the scout ship arrives and lands, therefore, close to the tarmac, where you guys get ready to board. You have the scientist, Enga, Cora, Adamus, Rye, and I believe that is and the so Overton, Sal, and Zal are still over at the other on the ship.
I'm going to
So,
collect.
Get it.
Was that Gordo?
Yeah, no, go ahead.
No, sorry. I was going to grab any portable sensor equipment that I can off the Nebuchadnezzar before we depart.
Okay. No problem. Yep. That's
I'll second that notion. Make sure we got all the sensors and everything for figuring out this problem.
Yeah, you guys get everything transferred over, no problem at all. And Cora gets into the piloting seat, old familiar for her, and goes ahead and takes off. Quite a smooth ride as it ascends into the atmosphere, and she goes ahead and makes a maneuver to head off into the direction of the energy signature on the other side of the planet. There is a variety of movement that you can see on the sensors. Numerous of other vehicles are starting to take notice of all this movement, and you see that there is a couple of smaller craft coming in, vectoring towards your direction.
I'm assuming that the scout ship is EMP hardened. I'm going to try to fire off an EMP in the direction of the approaching craft to disable them. Basically using the jump drive to create that disturbance, that electromagnetic disturbance.
You do so, and you can go ahead and do an engineering roll for me, please. Okay. And you notice that the craft, despite your contingency, seem to be keen on locking into your general direction.
Cora, we have inbound. Take evasive maneuvers now.
Yep, roger that. Somebody can get into the gunnery, just in case.
I'm on it.
What's your gunnery skill?
Do I roll?
No, I just wanted to know what your gunnery skill is.
Oh, it's a 1. Gun combat.
Gunnery. No, that's
Yeah.
different. Yeah.
Gunner. Yeah,
Oh.
it'll be just under gun combat usually.
Unskilled. Roll for me, please. Unskilled.
Yeah, I think that'll work better.
Okay.
Oh boy.
You are totally mesmerized by all the gadgetry here before you. Rye. Interesting layout in this.
My rolls are like they're supposed to be.
You hear, "Are you okay there, Rye?" From Cora.
Yeah, I'm okay. I'm just checking this stuff out here.
Hit the button on the left. That'll start up everything. That'll start the engaging sequence.
Okay, I hit the button.
And suddenly the turret comes to life and it starts moving around.
All right, I think I'm getting the hang of this.
She goes, "I have missiles as well as a pulse laser.
Okay.
I suggest you go ahead and start locking on."
And what button's that one?
Give yourself another roll, please. Unskilled. Yeah, you're totally you're like, "Oh, which one here?" Yeah.
I'm just gonna start jabbing buttons here.
Yeah. You hit the one of the buttons, and suddenly there's a blast that you're just like the blast shield on the entire bulb of this turret goes black, and apparently you've shot an energy beam off into the distance, and you're like, "Okay, that must be the pulse laser."
Okay, I think I figured out that button.
Going on, I'm gonna just kind of communicate them. Everything going okay up there, over there, guys?
Oh yeah, I'm just having a great time. We're just figuring it all out. We're doing good.
Yeah. Well, if you need any help with anything, let me know. I can walk you through it.
You better walk me through it before something else happens.
Okay. So I'll stay on the comm and do what I can to help and coach Brad.
Kind of guide him through. Okay.
Yeah, as
so
I've done this before.
The next time you do roll, Spencer, add a boon to it. Just make sure you click boon on it as well. That's right below that's next to the modifier. So you see boon and bane. Just go ahead and engage the boon every time you do it. It will disengage every time that you do a roll. So it'll only give you a boon for that particular roll.
So I click on the dice.
Just click on boon, and then click on boon, and then go ahead and do the roll, whatever roll you're doing, which would be an
so
unskilled.
unskilled.
Yeah.
There we go.
So that one goes ahead, and you ended up lining up the attack vector on what's happening, and you shoot, and the pulse laser goes, doo, 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 and off it goes into the direction of the incoming craft. Roll damage, please. Go ahead. Actually, don't roll damage. Roll 2 dice for me, please. 2 die damage. Okay, you see that the target that you hit goes kind of off into one direction. The other one starts firing, and this is some sort of an incoming. It's not a beam laser that's coming in or anything like that. It's some sort of you think it's probably a missile or something.
Hopefully our shields are up.
And she makes her roll.
Going to try to use the sensors to gauge the time to impact of these missiles, and then be able to help her with her evasive maneuver that way.
She ends up, as the missiles are coming in, she ends up doing a kind of a maneuver, and the rest of you guys basically hold on for dear life as she basically turns this ship around, and you feel the gravity engage on you, like the gravity plates start to kick into gear, and a little bit of a toss, almost a toss cookies there. But she ends up evading the missiles as they go off, skewing into a different direction. And she says, engage again!
Did the scientist throw up? He's probably not used to this.
Probably
I'm gonna
definitely.
take another shot with my pulse cannon.
Fire again.
With the boon?
Yep, with the boon.
Yeah.
That blast goes past, just missing.
Sorry, I'm still from that maneuver. I need to shoot again.
This weird-looking craft comes shooting on by, and as it goes across, it tries to strafe at you.
Oh dear God!
And you see a searing beam of like energy go shooting past the nose of the scout ship, and as far as you see, you don't think it hit, but it went right next. It was pretty close. Okay, you can get another hit on it if you wish.
Okay. Firing again.
That one impacts. Roll the two dice, please. And that one goes down. You just see it basically something goes off on the one side of the looks like a fighter craft of some form, and it goes veering off into a general direction, descending down to the ground below, and then explodes on impact on the ground. The other one isn't seen at all. It kind of just went off and disappeared.
You guys still alive up there?
I think we're getting the hang of this. We're not dead.
Good shooting, Tex.
I had a good teacher.
There we go. Just radio me if you need anything else.
Roger that.
I'll be on the line.
So, Cobb, you notice that the craft that you're on ends up stabilizing and starts coming down for a landing procedure. And you see the troops get ready, start gearing up and everything, getting ready to roll on out. And soon enough, it starts to descend and hits the ground. Bit of a bumpy approach, but you hear "go, go, go," and everybody starts moving themselves out through the rampway and start bailing out through the back end. And basically, you end up what looks to be kind of like a rather wild-looking jungle area that you're in right now. You, Wolf, Silas, Narbs, Bunny, Gator, Big Harold, Ray, and Sal disembark. You see that the craft gets up into the air and moves off into the distance. It's gonna find a place close by to go ahead and kind of settle in and make a camp.
Okay, and quickly, if I can, I'll let Lieutenant Wolf know that there has been some lizard craft, I think, or some enemy craft spotted in the general vicinity.
He nods. Roger
One
that.
was shot down for sure. One we're
Yeah.
not sure. But
Yeah,
just
he's
keep an eye
got
out.
he's got some communication on that as well from his end.
Perfect.
He says, "Okay, man, everybody, let's fan out, secure the area. Looks like we're gonna have to go ahead and figure out how far away this thing is." He's like doing a little bit of a calculation with his kind of a archaic looking device, and he's like, "Yep, it looks like it's a few hours this way." So when's the rest of your guys getting here?
They should be here soon, and I'll double check with them to see if they've Edmus, you guys get any other clear readings lit on this energy source? We've landed and we're about to head out.
Yeah, we're still collecting ourselves after that close call, beating our sensor sweep now. I don't know. I'll look and see approximately how far we are from the target area and begin doing the scans.
You seem to be
It looks like we're
seem to be about 15 minutes away, basically at her pace right now. Fairly quickly, you'll be coming upon the region.
I'll let Lieutenant Wolf know that they won't be they're right behind us. So bypass us really soon.
He nods. "Okay, man, let's get ready. We got our friendlies coming in. Give us a hand."
Hey, Cora.
They're like, a couple of the guys are like, "Wait a second. There's some movement off in the perimeter." And they kind of make a notice and mention and start pointing out. You see one of the guys he gets shot, ends up flying backwards. You hear the other guy yell, "Gator! Oh!" Goes ahead and runs over to his buddy. The rest of them start blasting into the general vicinity with their weapons.
Over to Gator as well and kind of step in front of him and just kind of try to shield him.
You notice you can see some movement along in the shadows in the trees.
Okay, I'll motion to Shar and tell her to take cover and I'll yell enemy contact in this direction and take
Shar fires back.
shot when I can.
she
Perfect.
she starts firing back at the general vicinity, just aimlessly into the jungle, and then there's a couple more shots that come flying by as well. And quite a bit of a ruckus going on as everybody's trying to take cover. There are like a couple of guys are like pinned underneath where the like a debris of a fallen tree, and they're shooting back at the general direction, kind of aimlessly. But you start to catch wind of where these shots are coming from there, Cobb.
Okay, I will
see some movement.
Try to direct the troop, tell them kind of where it is, and then I'll pull out my Gauss pistol and kind of run and try to draw some of the fire and see if I can, kind of get them aiming more my way and
go ahead and shoot.
Everyone else.
Nice one. Roll. Let's see. Where are you here? What weapon are you using?
I think I
roll
only have
the damage on the Gauss,
pistol
please.
right now.
Yep.
Yeah.
Nice one. You see it. That one goes ahead and penetrates in. You hear something go. And that's all you hear from there. Couple more shots go off, ring off into the general direction, and the lieutenant gestures to everybody, "Hey, stand down! I think the perpetrator's been hit. Move on in to go ahead and locate the body." There's a couple of guys.
Yeah,
Couple guys move on in and start looking around in the jungle. They're checking out. It's over here! Yells one.
Help guide them.
You end up seeing something of a creature that's on the ground. Go ahead and bring up a picture here for you.
The lizard people.
Looks something like that. Some sort of a creature in armor. They're like looking at it going, "What the hell is that?" It's a lizard.
I think it's one of the Orga. I'm going to pick around the body, see if I can find its weapon.
It seems to be attached right onto the armor itself.
Okay.
This one's in kind of like a dark, kind of a, you would think it's some sort of a stealth armor of some form.
Okay. Well, heads up, there may be more of them out there. They seem to be able to camouflage themselves well, so we should take cover and move slow.
The scout ship arrives in the general vicinity. Cora says she's in position to do some scans if need be.
Yeah, Cora, let's go ahead and make a circle around the site, all around the mountain. Let's say 5,000 feet.
She's like, I'm noticing that there is there's a couple of vehicles within the vicinity. One of them is the support vehicle that Cobb took in with the men, the lieutenant. There seems to be another vehicle close by as well. Some sort of, I think it's one of the Borga craft. It's landed.
Rye, do you see that that Borga vessel on the surface? See, maybe if we take it out with the turret.
Yeah, I'm on it. Gonna take a shot.
Roll.
Cobb, keep your head down. We've got some Borga in the vicinity. We're trying to take them out now.
Yeah,
The
Roger,
pulse
we
laser-
encountered one.
Pulse laser goes off and strafes around in the general vicinity. Suddenly, there is return fire. Some sort of pulse energy weapon shoots back. And Cora goes ahead and maneuvers the ship around to kind of avoid the strafing fire that comes in. You may proceed. Rye?
I'm gonna take another shot.
She's like, use a missile.
Using missile.
You fire down. The salvo goes, heads into the jungle itself. You see a massive explosion. There is no more return fire.
Cobb, do you hear me?
Yep. Roger. I hear you.
Is there any more firing coming in your moral direction?
No, I took out the one so far. It looked like it had some sort of stealth. So we're not. Hopefully, no more of them are out there. But,
Okay, I just took a shot. It should be near your vicinity. Did you see a big explosion?
oh
No,
yeah, we heard it.
Yeah, you
Fire
heard it.
debris.
It was fairly distant though.
Yeah, sure. We heard something blow up.
Roger
Yeah,
that.
so we'll let Lieutenant Wolf know that this ship did take out an enemy craft. It seems like, and there could possibly be more in the vicinity.
All right, man, stay vigilant.
While we're still airborne, I'm going to use the sensors on board to try to pinpoint the energy signature and see if I can find anything else about it.
You're noticing that it seems to be location. You're kind of noticing that the aura in this area is causing a bit of interference from the from your sensors, and you're not quite getting a pinpoint. But from when you were off in a more of a distant area, you can kind of get a little bit better of a focus on it. There's some sort of static interference coming from the general vicinity.
Okay, I'm scanning to see if I can see what kind of energy it is. Is it EM spectrum? Is it some sort of background radiation of some kind? Gravitic energy? What am I looking at?
You're quite perplexed over the readings. This is something different, something technologically more advanced.
Okay. Rye, the energy signature doesn't match anything that I'm familiar with. It's not detecting on our sensors very well, and we appear to have a lot of background radiation or interference in the area. Recommend we land and investigate this in person.
Roger that. We need to figure out where the source of this pulse is coming from. This energy.
I've got a rough fix, just basically triangulating its direction finding, but I can't get a precise location because of the background interference.
As long as it's within reason, we should be able to find it.
Cora has triangulated the area, and she gives you a kind of like a spectral map of the vicinity. She says, if we get closer, it's messing up my my cockpit. Everything's going all haywire whenever we get too close to it.
Why don't we set down next to the next to our allies here, next to their transport, and we can go on foot from there.
Will do. And then she goes ahead and sets down the craft very close to where the camp is being set. You guys end up landing, and she turns the everything down to standby. Scientist looks at you and says, "Well, shall we go check this out?"
Yeah, we shall. I show him one of our handheld sensors. Kind of give him some basic instruction on how to utilize it, so we have a little better. He can provide a little more assistance. I take one myself.
Very interesting.
And, start trying to figure out which way to go.
She basically gives you coordinates that you're basically able to see a basic map on your comm unit, and it basically gives you an indication that it's kind of rather close to the base of the mountain is where this is emitting from.
Right, who do we want to take up there? I have to go. Our scientist friend is going to accompany me. We'll definitely need some firepower in the field just in case we run into more of those snake things.
Yeah, Cobb, we need you with this expedition.
Roger. Where would you like us to be?
We stick together. We'll make sure that we got each other's back for this. We don't know what's going to happen.
Wolf.
Yeah. Are you guys I'll check my coordinates, and are we closer to where we need to go?
You're seeing, it's by the looks of it, you are closer right now.
Okay.
Be better if they meet up, or you can meet them halfways.
I think, yeah, we've got wounded, so we should probably hunker down, take care of the wounded. See if you guys can meet up with us. If not, a couple of us can try to meet you halfway. But we do have some wounded down here, so we don't want to move them too far until...
Bunny perks up. I think I can go ahead and get Gator along, no problem. You're okay, eh, Gator? Oh, yeah, I'm fine. Fine, dude. Be up in no time. Just patch me up.
I'll talk to Lieutenant Wolf and tell him our party here currently is closer to where we need to go. Did you guys want to hunker down here and wait, or did you want to?
He goes, no, we should
Okay.
stick together. Let's move our guys out. We'll since it's heading off into the direction of the of our camp, let's go that way. Come on, guys.
Yes,
Let's help Gator along here.
So yeah, I'll let Rye know that we're gonna head in you guys' direction. And meet up with you.
Eventually, the two parties meet, and you see basically these what you see somewhat of a mercenary group of some form with Cobb, and they kind of nod as they see you approach. One of them's wounded, but is being carried on by two of his comrades to be brought back to the encampment. So they head off into the woods and keep on going. The rest of them stay. Let's see, it'd be Gator and Bunny. And they all kind of look in your general direction. Well, heading out.
Let's go.
You move along through the jungle, fairways, about in 20 minutes, 30 minutes, you start to get into kind of more sloshy, murky kind of area. This is very, very wild jungle region. In some areas, you notice that there's, critters running around, lizards, that sort of thing, moving around in the jungle. Anybody have recon at all?
I do.
Yep.
You may make your recon rolls, please. Okay, beautiful. Rye, you catch in the distance some sort of lingering movement. It ends up coming along close to the ground and starts moving in quite quickly. You just see basically some brambles and everything kind of move side to side. Sorry, burped. And all of a sudden, you see something kind of starting to approach. It seems rather big and on ground.
Guys, watch out. There's something ahead of us here. Defensive formation.
The men go ahead and take position and start looking into the direction that you were indicating. Lieutenant goes ahead and says, "Stay, guys! Steady! Fire!" And they start pelting into the jungle area, shooting their weaponry. You see something that bursts through the jungle at such a speed, kind of large and purple. Give you a picture here. And it attacks. That disappeared. The thing slashes around, basically flailing its body at a very violent rate, hitting one of the men, and everybody's just shooting away at this thing. A lot of the rounds tend to be bouncing off of its hide.
We're gonna
Anyone want to go ahead and take
Yeah. fire at the thing as well.
Okay, you fire with your gauze pistol. That hits. Roll damage. Ooh, nice. This thing actually penetrates the armor on this thing. You hear the thing go, makes a kind of a weird kind of scree kind of noise. It attacks next.
I'll take a shot when I can as well.
Okay. That hits. You hear a bunch of screaming and everything as people go flying in the air. It's just a big, massive attack. You guys stand basically right at the first purple mark on the on this critter. It's pretty huge. Roll damage. Oh, roll attack there, Adamus.
Okay.
And that hits. Roll damage.
Okay.
Well, I didn't see anything pop up, so
Sorry.
there
took
we
me a
go.
minute to find it.
Okay, no problem.
Nice.
Nice.
Now I'm gonna take a shot at it with my auto pistol,
Okay,
since I left my gauze pistol behind.
roll. Hits. Roll damage. Okay, you notice that even though you had a really good burst on it, a lot of the shots ended up coming off the hide fairly easily. The energy and heat seem to be taking its doing much more damage. The thing screams, and the rest of the guys they're just firing shots into it as much as they can. But barely grazing it with their weapons.
I'm gonna try shooting it again.
Okay,
But
roll.
this time, see if I can switch the gauze pistol to, I think, a burst fire.
Okay,
See if I can.
and that goes off into the jungle itself. Pow, 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 basically.
I'll shoot again too.
Okay, the creature goes ahead and takes aim at. Oh crap!
Oh, try to
Hold
see if I
up
can
here.
get get its attention when I got a sec.
Yeah, just wait a sec here. Rolling some damage. Ooh. All right. Now, Adamus can go ahead and do a shot.
Okay.
Roll for damage, please. It was meager, but it was enough to take it down. It goes ahead and starts squirming and is trying to flail its way out of the area. Anybody else doing anything?
I want to do something crazy.
What are you gonna do?
I'm gonna run after it and try and kill it with my cutlass.
Okay.
Yeah, and then
Ride, runs,
After
and
he's done,
jumps
okay.
at it. Go ahead and roll.
Give a god awful
it-
scream.
let's see.
Oh, that one didn't even go.
Yeah. What ended up rolling off. You try to slice into it, you end up getting thrown away, basically, out of the creature buffets back at you and stops your attack.
If I can, I'll try shooting it again.
Okay. Roll damage. And it finally comes to it just basically stops moving. It twitches a couple of times. It's basically still. Everybody kind of gathers their wits about them. The troops are looking around, doing a head count, trying to find out who's left here. There's a troop lying basically torn in half on the ground. Also, you find what's left of the white scientist garb and a lot of red in that area.
Well,
I slowly come around and get up off the ground after being flown.
You pop out of the bush.
Mr. Scientist didn't make it.
This scientist is like
He's probably paced.
paste basically from this thing. Looked like the creature just chewed right into him once and shook and basically threw him off. One of the other guys basically dead, losing an arm. That was Cell, no! And everybody's kind of remorsing over that one as far as his companions there. Wolf is kind of like, hold it together, men!
Oh, no.
And everybody starts start calming down and getting everybody back together in formation. They end up grabbing the remains of their fallen companions and start arranging them to hopefully be picked up. The lieutenant goes ahead and radios the coordinates in for his team, and they say they'll go ahead and coordinate a pickup. And he says a couple of my men will stay along in behind here. Take along Silas and Narbs. You follow along with these gentlemen. Get them to where they need to go. Rest of us are going to kind of stick around here. By the looks of it, it'll only take you about another 5 minutes before you reach the pinpoint of that energy fluctuation.
Before we go on, I'm going to ask, do you know what that thing was? You ever seen anything like it before?
He looks at hell no. Never been in this part of the jungle. There's all kinds of weird stuff.
Okay, well, I'm going to see if we can take like a sample of it or something so we can take it back to study and see what it is. And I don't know if, while doing that, I don't know if Copper Eye wants to see if they can get the sensors back from the scientist or if those are trashed.
The only one who has any kind of
help.
sense of Rye's got biology.
Yeah, if he wants to take that, in that case, we'll see if the sensor that they lent the scientist, if it's still in one piece or not, or if it got eaten.
Yeah, you check the body, and let's see. Let's give this a roll, and yeah, it is intact, a little mucky, and it's in the mud basically.
Okay, I'll pick it up, wipe it off, and
Okay.
Yeah, I'll grab a sample of it as well.
Okay.
see if I can. Okay. Okay, and shall we head on then?
Yeah, I'm
Narbs
ready
is
to
like,
go.
yeah, we're ready to
as
go
I
whenever you
start
are.
staggering.
Man, this parts are more dangerous than we ever thought. You guys head on towards kind of a weird kind of slope. You're almost let's see. check your skills here if anybody has anything that would bring it up. Sorry about this, guys. Just gotta check and see what you have here. Nope. Nope. And nope. Alrighty. All right. Well, Cora, so kind of indicates that there seems to be a little bit of a interesting formation on here. She's kind of pointing it out that this seems to be part of possibly an old structure, overgrown, dismantled partially by the jungle. She kind of points out at the stones. They're kind of a unique kind of, she kind of shows that some of them have been kind of sheared and smoothed. And she's like, could be some sort of a artificial structure in this region. But you move along and you end up seeing some sort of what looks to be a number of kind of monoliths sticking up. These are kind of gray stone structures as you approach them. Very, very large, gigantic. But there appears to be an entry heading in to the further into where the jungle slopes up. But there appears to be some sort of a cave entrance up ahead.
We'll head up to the cave.
The men kind of like look at each other and get their weapons ready. Cobb approaches.
I take some readings of the area, see if there's any life signs.
You're noticing that your devices are kind of picking up a lot of static in this region. Up ahead, you see between these large blocks and within the indentation of the of where it goes into the underground bit of the cave entrance, there appears to be a blue orb mounted in a kind of like a pedestal kind of device, some sort of shaped rock of some form.
Oh, that might be the source of our problems.
Cobb, since you're there, yeah, basically some sort of a pedestal orb. And within the cave area, you can kind of see something that kind of looks like some sort of carvings built into the stone in this area.
Okay. Right. Can you read or make out what any of it says on here? Have you ever seen anything like it?
I'm gonna do an investigative check.
Okay.
Actually, language check.
Okay.
I'll be better.
All right.
Nope, never seen it before.
It does look like, some sort of glyph. Something's intelligent here. That's all you're getting from it.
Yeah, all I know is it's technological.
I'm going to study the orb and see if I can find out maybe what it does, or
You're kind of looking
if I
it
can find
over
anything about it.
back and forth. It seems to be a large orb, about the size, maybe about a bowling ball. and set within the stone itself. They seem to be two different types of materials.
Okay. I'm going to pull up my blade and just tap it on it and see what happens.
Yeah, you hit it. You notice there's a slight you kind of notice a little bit of a spark as you hit it.
Well, I'm going to step back and motion for the others to step back, and I'll take a shot at it.
Shot at it?
Yeah, I'll make everyone to kind of step back as far as can, and then kind of see what happens if I shoot it.
If I see him raise his weapon, I'm going to go. I understand your zeal, but maybe let's not shoot the mysterious artifact just yet. Maybe do a little more testing on it.
Okay. Please be my guest. It's definitely beyond my pay grade.
Yeah, I look at it to see if I can recall anything previous that I've seen that would function this way. Material it's made out of, what the energy is coming out of it might be, what its possible purpose might be, anything like that.
Roll and investigate. You're kind of best guessing, but you have seen something on some teachings that you've seen before about the ancients that had been like a precursor race to the humans. You think that this may have something related to that. The markings look somewhat familiar. And as you're investigating closer, you realize that within the cave, you're realizing it's kind of arching. There's a kind of an arch that's built inside the cave itself. And you notice that it's kind of a wall that's there of stone, and around it, kind of a partial ring, which has these glyphs around it.
So, best as I can tell, this is incredibly old. It is similar to something that was had to do with the ancient human beings, the first human beings. And it looks like this apparatus inside the cave maybe is related to it in some way. So perhaps it's a weapon, perhaps it's a portal of some kind, perhaps it's a repository of information. I don't know, but we should proceed carefully. Does there? I look and see if there's anything that looks like it would be an obvious place the orb could be placed inside the mechanism that's in the cave.
It doesn't appear to have any, like, there's no indentations. All you see is basically the stone. It's kind of like a black gray stone that's on the surface, and around it is a ring that juts slightly out from that, and that contains some of the glyphs. The sergeant kind of perks up and says, there's been some activity going on with he's talking with Narbs there. Seems to be some action going up in the air there. Appears to be we got ourselves a bit of a battle going on in the skies. We got reports of incoming enemy aircraft, and there's a bit of dogfighting going around around our island. Realm is apparently under attack. There's also some activity going around at Meru as well. Seems that the enemy's bringing down some of their big boy spaceships. It looks like they're going to be doing some landings by the looks of it.
Right, we gotta get out of here. I suggest we take this artifact with us, the scout ship,
He's
Make a
like,
hasty
this
retreat.
is back at the island, not here.
Are you sure that they're not proceeding this way? Because they seemed interested in this energy source.
Nothing's been
Most likely.
reported coming on this way, as far as we can see.
I looked at the artifact one more time. Am I fairly confident that the energy source is emanating from this orb?
No.
Okay.
You're getting no actual energy readings coming from this orb. It seems to be coming from beyond that wall.
Okay. I will take the orb and go up to the wall and see if I can find
You
anything.
go ahead and
If it
grab.
reacts.
Once you grab onto the orb to take it, you realize it starts turning bright, and suddenly you notice a little bit of a change. Kind of a shimmer happens to the black stone that you see in front of you in the cave.
As I'm touching it, I'm trying to see if I feel any kind of changes to myself. Is it causing
No,
any numbness or?
you feel a slight buzz coming from it, but it doesn't do anything. It doesn't harm you. But it appears to
Right,
start
Cobb.
reacting.
Look at the cave here. Look what's happening.
Yeah, we'll take a look and investigate what's going on in the cave while he's holding on or
Yeah,
in contact with this.
you
orb.
notice that the wall itself is kind of almost like it's turned into kind of like a shimmery, almost like it's water sideways.
I'll go put my hand up to it and see if and push my hand against the wall and see what.
Yeah, you push your hand, you almost feel like a different temperature coming through. It feels warmer.
I'll keep pushing and see what happens.
Yeah,
see if
you
I can
keep
actually,
on
get my
pushing,
hand
it
through
just keeps on going through. You don't feel any resistance.
Oh, looks like this is some sort of illusion or a holograph. There's something behind this wall.
Adamus, try and walk through the ring to see if there anything happens. If there's any like insert or anything we can put this thing into against the wall.
Yeah, I didn't see any place to place it inside of there. It seems to be when I hold it out here, it activates whatever the mechanism is. I think if I remove the orb from the pedestal out front, it's going to stop working.
I'll pull my hand back out and.
By the feel of the orb, Adamus, you're noticing that it doesn't feel like the orb itself is removable from the separate stone. It seems to be placed within it and stuck there. Just appears that your hand is just activating something.
Basically a mechanism. So I'll remove my hand from the inside the wall. Just take your hand off the orb and let's see what happens.
Yeah, release it and see if it stops working.
It still remains the blue color, and you do see that the shimmer is still going on.
Okay. Well, we don't know how long this is going to last. Shall we try going through, or? And if no one answers, I'm just going to walk through.
Before we walk through, I think it's a good plan. Let me. I tried touching the orb in a different place, or see if it turns on the pedestal at all, or see if there's a way to manipulate if it does different things if I do different things to it.
You find that it seems to be fixed in place, and that seems to be it.
Okay, so it doesn't seem
to like a light switch.
Yeah, it doesn't seem to have different activations. This one thing. Okay.
Negative.
I will accompany Cobb and see what we find.
Cobb and Adamus both go through.
Yeah. And then we'll let the sergeant go to radio the lieutenant that we have found an entrance and are heading in.
Lieutenant says, Roger that. And yeah, you go on through. You feel yourself kind of feel disjointed for a second as you start going through it. But as soon as you put your head through, you realize that you're seeing another area, and your eyes are kind of adjusting, and there is a kind of what you see is another one of these pedestals in front of you. Only from the other side, basically the back end, and you basically see the orb activated on this side as well. There is a further inlet going on, like a long hallway, which proceeds on down. You do see some light up ahead as well. Some sort of a glowing coming from above.
So I'll keep go right through and keep on to the wall and keep
You
on
walk,
going.
yeah, you walk completely through, and you can see that there is a ring behind you. Only this time it's like a full ring. You don't see any kind of blocks displaced or anything from jungle roots, that sort of thing. It looks to be quite an elegant piece of stonework here on this side. And Adamus, you end up making yourself a way through, pushing through, and seeing basically the same thing. As you go through your head, you feel kind of slightly odd, kind of like displaced for a second, and you realize you're in this underground area, seeing the back of another orb. And then further on, you can see it seems to linger on with a bit of a haze of a blue mist kind of up ahead. That seems to kind of be kind of up in the ceiling area, about 20 feet high. The corridor looks to be about 30 feet wide itself.
I'm going to look and see if the markings in this chamber match the markings in the chamber we came through on the other side.
It looks very, very just kind of, you see some of the familiar markings, although, like I say, you see the complete ring over on this side. Yeah, the other side was fairly messed up with all the roots and mud and overgrowth and years of debris and sand and deposits.
I look to see if there's a way to adjust anything else other than the orb. Is there anything that looks like it would be able to be moved or changed or altered at all about the structure?
Not to what you could see. No.
Okay, I try radioing Rye. Rye, this is Adamus. Can you read us?
You don't hear anything. You just get static.
Well, Cobb, what do you think? It's very interesting. It appears we've passed through some sort of a portal. I don't think we're going to be able to reach the rest of our crew and the captain through here. Shall we proceed and explore a bit further, or do you want to head back through the portal?
We should definitely proceed, but do you want to go back, let Rye and Cora know while Sharon and I will stay here and just in case anything happens to so nothing can come from behind us?
Certainly. So I'll step back through if I can, see if I'm able to get
Yeah,
back.
you're able to press through, no problem. You feel a little disjointed once again. You get yourself through, and you see everybody still kind of pondering what happened. They all look at you with a puzzled look. What on earth is that?
we were able to pass through. This is some sort of portal. We passed through unharmed to an underground chamber on the other side. It's quite a bit warmer there. It's obviously a different climate, so it appears to lead to someplace else. We think we should investigate it further, and perhaps we can have a few more folks come with us.
Okay.
Sounds good.
Silas looks over. He looks over the men. He says, "You want us just to guard here while you guys investigate? You can take Big Harold with you." "Well, I got no problem with that. Weird stuff, but yeah, I'll go in."
Probably would be best that way. They can at least still remain in communication with the lieutenant, because once we go through, communication sealed off. So we don't want everybody to, and we don't know who else or what else could activate the orb to come in.
Yes.
Or if it's only humans.
I hear a voice. Where's this coming from?
Narbs looks at yeah. Narbs looks at you and goes, "You want us to give us a time before we go in and go ahead and try and save your bass, or?"
Yeah, let's say 2 hours.
Alrighty, we'll hang tight. Big Harold kind of looks over. It was, "Oh, boss, I'm not too sure. You come with me?" And you see Silas. He goes, "Yeah, okay, well, I'll go in with you, you big wussy." So the two of them go ahead and confer. They're going to go in, check it out with you. Write them down. Silas. Big Harold. Alrighty.
I would love it if Big Harold is actually 5'4".
No, he's big. He's a big dude.
He's 4'2".
Big Harold kind of pushes his hand. He's like, "Oh, okay." Moves his way through. Comes out through the other side. And Cobb, you see Big Harold come through. He's like looking around, kind of mesmerized at his area. He's like, where are we? Are we still on the planet?"
We think so, just inside the mountain, at least. We believe? We're not 100% sure.
He gets his weapon ready and moves around, like, checking things out. And over comes Silas. He comes in. Sergeant Silas moves on through as well. He's checking things out. He's a little less weirded out, but he's like, "So, where are we?"
Welcome to potentially a new world.
"Oh, great. Okay. Hopefully we can make it back. I guess, if Adams made it through, I guess we're going back too."
Yeah, we should be able to. We don't know how long this portal here stays open, but it looks like a device on this side we can use to activate it.
Okay. Who else is going through?
Adams.
Adams.
I'll go through.
Right. That's right. Where my pen disappears. There we go. Get a new one. And Cora. So the group kind of wanders through. You basically see a 30-foot wide corridor heading on further. You notice that you can see that there are kind of like the archways up ahead that kind of encompass the ceiling area. And up in the ceiling area, there is a bit of a blue fog. It glows by the looks of it. strangely. It's kind of, it has its own phosphorescent kind of, mist happening. Seems to be kind of accumulating at the about 5 feet from the ceiling itself, floating in the air.
I looked as we're walking along to see if it's growing in quantity, like is more and more forming, or is it just sort of static?
Nope, seems to be static. There is some sort of crystal formations along the walls, along where the archways are, as you are moving along. And the hall continues on till you reach a spot where there is a kind of like another kind of like a lowered archway area. And then it seems to go into what may be a larger cavern by the looks of it. Another carved area kind of similar to this, but wider. And as you move along, you see once again another pedestal, but this one has a black orb on it. In front of it is once again another strange looking round kind of door. Once again, more glyphs. Same sort of thing as when you reach that entryway, but a different color.
Gonna try and do another language check.
Okay. Okay. You're kind of pondering and you're saying this, you're kind of getting the gist of the language here. You're starting to see kind of similarities, and I think this might help you if you're trying to figure out. Looks like that the glyphs are configured in order to give you some sort of a destination. That's what you're getting the gist of. And the ending seems to be kind of similar to the last group of glyphs that you've seen before. So you're getting a kind of a comprehensive understanding of some of the fundamentals of this language, but you're not quite there. But it is close.
Okay, from the looks of it, guys, it looks like we're 3/4 the way through this. I'm finally starting to understand these glyphs, and I think our destination is beyond the next point.
I'll go up and touch the black orb and see what happens.
You touch the black orb, it activates, but instead of the black ahead stone, it just simply vanishes. In front, you see another room from where you're at, and you see what looks to be like a half sphere coming out from the ground, and you can see all kinds of different projections around the area of this orb. The orb appears to be about 10 feet in diameter, but halfway it's sunken right into the floor. So you're only seeing half the sphere kind of basically emit from the ground. There's some weird kind of crystal emanations. There's some different glyphs and everything around in this region, but you'll have to get closer in order to investigate a little further.
Okay, so shall we take a look and see what else we've uncovered here?
Might as well. We're already 3/4 the way there.
You move on in.
We'll head over.
And you notice that further on as you get in, you realize that there is what you thought was the walls in this area, you're realizing it's kind of a clear, kind of a crystal, and you can barely see through it. You're kind of looking at it seems to be a thick, kind of crystalline substance, possibly a foot or more in thickness. And this is only because you're noticing that there's these little formations of, you think, mold or something lingering in through the cracks of some of the crystal itself. But beyond it, you can almost see the mountain in front of you in the distance. The orb itself is appears to be having some sort of a projection over it. You notice that there are various little indicators showing purple units and some blue units moving around. You notice that some of them are converging on each other, and seems to be an interaction between them. And as you approach, you notice as you walk near it, there's some extra kind of activations happening, and you see some sort of like three-dimensional indicators popping up around it. We're getting pretty close, so.
Hi, Headmiss. Can you figure out what this thing is here?
I go up, take a look at, and see if I can decipher what the various blips are. Obviously, I'm thinking it's like a big radar screen or something, but I'm trying to see if I can figure it out.
Roll and investigate. Let's see how close you get here. Not bad. You're realizing some of these blips and everything, you're kind of looking at them and you're going, the big blip here, possibly mothership. The other blips, possibly the strike cruisers. The other ones, smaller attack craft. The blue ones appear to be the native units, possibly aircraft, that sort of thing. The purple ones appear to be possibly the attack craft from the Borga. And as you are getting closer, you notice that there is some sort of weird activation bubbles giving you two choices. As you approach it, one seems to be giving you a choice between two choices on one, two choices on the other. Suddenly, there's a little bit of a quake, and off in the mountain, you can see starts shaking, and suddenly you see the mountain starting to rise up into the air through the crystal. You seem to be like fairly, like quite a few miles away from the mountain, but you're noticing that the mountain itself is rising almost like out of the ground.
I pick one of the bubbles that associated with the purple blips, and I will, if there's no differentiation between the two choices, I'll just pick one and see what happens.
Yeah, you're not familiar with the language. So
I'm going to do another language check.
Go for it. Give yourself a boon, please. Okay. Now, you're kind of guessing, you're kind of looking at it, and you're thinking maybe possibly one of these as a targeting. But you also notice that mountain is suddenly fully risen into the air. It's a large object that is continuing up. You're seeing the indication of a yellow projection suddenly raising up from the orb itself in the center. And it is rising up, and you're noticing that all the craft and everything are starting to move around that, and they're fighting amongst each other. You can see that there's, different ones disappearing, other ones coming down, starting to do attack runs.
So I pick 2 of the purple blips, and on one I choose one of the options, and on the other I choose the other option, and see what happens to the 2 of them.
Okay.
You picked the right choices there, Adamus.
Give me a roll, please. Just 2d6. Higher is better. As soon as you start picking, all of a sudden you notice that there's suddenly some sort of interaction occurring with the yellow mountainous region, and it starts picking off little things off into the distance. And you see all the purple ones starting to disappear, and it starts pegging these things off, and you start noticing that all the purple ones are starting to disappear off the chart.
Take that, Borga.
We shall conclude in our next session. Thank you, guys. Appreciate the attendance. Let's see, who do we got anybody out there? Take a look at the lobby. Oh, we got a couple. We got GM's Alcove out there, GM Fritz. Thank you for attending. There's probably going to be a few more watching this. Interesting interaction. And alrighty, guys, we'll conclude it from there because it's starting to get a bit late. We did basically 2.5 hours. So thanks, guys, for hanging in there. I didn't know where we could have stopped
set it for 2, man. You're supposed to set it for 2.
Yeah. Well, we're pretty close to 2, anyways, because we did start.
The funny part is we actually just started getting into the action at 2.
Yeah, exactly. Alrighty, guys. Yeah, awesome. Okay, well, that concludes it for this one. And we're back to this again. If anybody out there feels like learning something and enjoying what we're doing, feel free to pop on in and subscribe. And appreciate anybody that subscribes and just think about it. Just do it. Do it now. Do it. Just do it. You can do it. Just hit it.